What's up guys, and welcome back to the next episode of this Volkswagen Transporter T4 campervan conversion. So in today's episode I'm actually going to be starting on the bodywork. I'm going to be trying to flat back all of the paintwork on the bodywork, prep it for paint, and possibly even paint the van in this video as well. We'll see how far we get on with the bodywork, see how long that takes, as to whether the painting can be included in this one or in the next one. But either way, the van needs a good painting. I've been wanting to get a solar panel mounted on the roof. Obviously I would need to paint the roof before I mounted the solar panel, or the solar panel would just get mounted on top of older looking paint, which would then look out of whack when I do paint the rest of the van. I've been umming and ahhing whether to just mask off the rest of the bodywork and just paint the roof first, just so I can get the solar panel on and crack on with the rest of the conversion, and then paint the rest of the van at a later date, or whether I should just attack it all in one go and get it all painted in one foul swoop, so to speak. And I think that's the route I'm going to go down. Otherwise I'll be using twice the amount of consumables just to mask off all the bodywork when I paint the roof, and then when I mask off the roof to paint the bodywork, things like that. I might as well just try and get it all done in one nice clean foul swoop, and then it's all painted and ready for the rest of the conversion work to crack on with. So I'm going to be going around the van with some of these cloths, as these just break the surface tension of the existing paint, give it a nice scuffed finish for any new paint to be adhered to as well. Thankfully the bodywork on the van doesn't need a lot of bodywork repairs at all. There's a couple of really small shallow dings in the sliding doors. I don't even know how well they'll come out on the camera, but there's a little one there. There's another little one just here at the base of this door. That's pretty much it for the driver's side. There's a tiny little amount of cracking just there next to the handle on the rear door that I'm going to knock back and just smooth over. And again on the sliding door on the passenger side, this is probably the worst area of the entire van, and it looks as though it's scraped along something, maybe a bollard or something, when the door's been opened. And again there's another little ripple up there as well. But again, the vast majority of any bodywork that's needed is on the sliding doors, and even then it's not going to take much. They should just take a bit of a skim over with some filler, get it all flattened back nice and smooth, and then that'll be ready for paint as well. So as I say, the first thing first, I'm going to be going around and giving all of the existing paintwork a good scuff over with these cloths. Then we'll give it a good painting, get it all nice and neat and tidy. Then we'll have a look at the dent work, see what's needed for the bodywork to get the bodywork nice and flat and smooth, ready for the paint. And then if there's time, we'll get the full van painted as well. If not, the painting will come in the following video. But as I say, less waffle, more action. Let's get cracked on, get the entire paintwork flatted back, and then we'll see what we get done after that's all finished. guys, so that's the van all washed and flattened back, and that's the clear coat of the old paint all cut through as well. So now it's going to have a nice surface for any new paint to adhere to, as well as a little bit of bodywork that's going to be needed as well. So now it's all flattened back, it's the job now that I actually really hate to do, and that's more bodywork. It's not a job I enjoy, but it is a job that I'd rather do myself than pay somebody else hundreds if not thousands of pounds to do. And I'm not looking for a factory perfect finish. This is just to try and smooth over any of the obvious dents that you can see when you're looking around the van. But as I say, I'm not going down the route of trying to rectify every single little nick and nook and cranny type thing. This is just to basically try and get it as all flattened back as possible, smooth panels as possible, ready for the paint job that's going to be coming up. So now I'm going to get some of this bodywork filler all mixed up, get some of that applied into some of the small little divots and dents within the bodywork. Then we'll get all that smoothed off, flattened back, primed over, and it'll be getting the van one step closer towards getting the V-spray all completed. So let's crack on, get the dreaded bodywork jobs all started, hopefully finished today as well, but we'll see whether it goes into a couple of days. It depends how far we get. So let's get cracked on and see how far we get on. Right guys, so that's the bodywork prep all done. I actually stopped recording a lot of the bodywork prep because this has ran into about 7 days worth of work for me to get it to the stage where it is now, where it's pretty much ready to go straight to the body shop to have the full respray. But as I say, if I managed to record every single little bit of bodywork that I was doing, this video would have been probably an hour, 2 hours long, and that would have been at super speed as well. But it just goes to show how much time and effort is required to try and get bodywork sorted out on a vehicle, and it's one of the jobs that I actually hate doing the most on the conversion. But at the same time, I know doing it myself, I'm saving literally thousands of pounds in doing so. And as I say, it's coming out quite nicely as well. It's all been flatted back, all of the filler work's been flattered and sanded and primed as well, all the way around the van. As I say, there was a lot of work that was needed on the bonnet. That's all nice and smooth now as well. All the ripples in the sliding doors are now out, and as I say, that's all been sanded back, primed as well. As you can see, there's not really any visible ripples or anything like that that used to be in the door, so I managed to get them all out. But as I say, it took a hell of a lot of work, a hell of a lot of time as well. But that's all the prep work done now. As I say, I didn't record it all, otherwise this would have been 3-4 times the length of this video. But it's all done now, that's the main thing. So now, as I say, let's get it over to the body shop. I've got a body shop that's going to hire me a booth out. I'm still going to be spraying it myself with all of my own equipment. I've bought my own paint. I'm just going to be using their body shop that I'm basically hiring out for half a day. Again, it saves me a lot of money just by doing it myself, but at least with it being in a booth, I'm not going to be kicking up any dust or dirt from the floor while I'm spraying all the new paint. So let's get this van over at the body shop, let's pick the video up then, and let's get it all painted up and see what it looks like when it's all finished and finalised off. Right guys, so I've got the van back from the body shop now. It's the following day. I managed to leave the van in the booth overnight just to let all the paint harden up, just so it wasn't exposed to the elements, as it was a really fresh paint job. And as you can see, it's come out looking quite nice. The job itself isn't perfect, and I wasn't expecting it to be perfect, but compared to what it was looking like beforehand, with all of the different coloured quarter panels all the way around, things like that, ripples in the bodywork, managed to get the vast majority of that out. Now I could probably do with doing a little bit of wet sanding just to get a few bits of dust that managed to accumulate on the paintwork while it was going through, get a few bits of those out. But other than that, as you can see, it's looking a hell of a lot more nicer, neater and fresher compared to what it was as well. And especially with the ripples that were in the sliding doors, those are pretty much all out now as well. And as you can see, it's come out pretty well. Especially considering, as I said, this was all just a DIY job, and I've saved myself probably over £3,500 doing it myself. But again, it's not really comparable to a proper body shop paint job either. The booth where I hired, they said that if they were actually going to do a van this size, undertaking the amount of prep that was needed and the full paint job, they would have been charging probably about £3,500 to £4,000 just to do the full body prep and body paint. Whereas doing it all myself, it's cost me £200 in paint, probably about £50–60 in prep materials, and another £50 to £100 just to hire the booth out as well. So you're talking £300 to £350 versus £3,500 to £4,000 for a professional job. And as you can see, it's come out looking quite nice. Very, very little ripples that are left compared to when the van was first started. I did manage to get a tiny little run in the van just around this side here, which should be able to buff out as well. There's just a tiny little run just there on that. But as I say, I'm probably going to flat back the paint and give it a good polish up anyway, but that's going to be a job for later down the line. The main priority for me was to get it painted so I can then get a solar panel mounted on the roof, and then I can start finishing off the interior conversion work instead. And now the roof's all painted as well as the rest of the van, it means I can now finally crack on with the rest of the conversion work. But let me know what you think of the paint job in the comments below, guys. As I say, it's not 100% perfect. I knew it wouldn't be 100% perfect. It's not comparable to a body shop finish that would charge you thousands of pounds, but as I say, I've saved myself thousands of pounds whilst at least tidying up the van and giving it a nice, neat, fresh look. So let me know what you think in the comments below, whether you think I've done a good enough job or whether you think I should have just paid thousands of pounds to have a professional do it all. If you found the video useful, give it a good old thumbs up, and if you're new here, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. So the following videos are finally going to be back on the conversion work. As I say, now I can finally get the solar panel mounted, get all the cabling ran, get all the panels mounted inside as well, and get the rest of the conversion done. But that is all the bodywork, paintwork, prep, everything all done. So as I say, let me know what you think in the comments below, and hopefully I'll see you on the next episode of this VW T4 campervan conversion. Thanks for watching. Cheers.